Welcome to JohnG TV, and I am JohnG. And today we have here is Akai Professionals, the Timbre Wolf. Timbre Wolf. Akai Professionals and the Timbre Wolf. Well. I'll be damned. I might as well tell you who I am. I am the JohnG, and this is JohnG TV. Listen here, Akai. From everything that I've researched, Akai is not a synthesis company, and they've taken a swing at something here, which is a synth keyboard box. And for everything that I studied, everything that I know about Akai, they're mainly known for the controllers and also, for the legendary MPC. Outside of that, however, they come up with this product, which to me is in a league of its own because it's a synthesizer in a drum box. This is a drum. It's the same parameters, looks exactly the same as the Rhythm Wolf and the Tomcat, and so. You have the same functions down here with swing, triplet. I think this one has legato. I don't believe the drum machines have legato on there. But even still, you have all of these drum style options. Each voice, there's 4 voices. Okay, let me stop. I'm rambling. There's 4 voices on here. And what Akai has done is they gave us this instrument, which, like I said, is in the league of its own. It's how do I say it? I like the attempt. I think it's a semi-failed attempt. Look, I like the fact that you guys took a synth box and put it inside the interfacing of a drum machine. That's kind of where I would like to see things go. I like that idea. It's just that the synthesis section of this instrument is so limited. It's barely worth saying those words, synthesis. You have saw, square. I think this is square. I believe this is square that goes like that. Square, and then this isn't triangle, this is the other one. Okay, that's a little trick I didn't know you can. Alright, a little something you can try. It has 4 voices, but they only have those 2 settings each. Outside of that, you have this filter section. Right now I have it in mono mode. This is just one voice. Now let's just go through and check this out. Now this is the volume. Okay, all the way down. So you get volume controls on each one. You have a tune. You have a resonant filter cutoff. That's probably the weakest cutoff I've ever seen. That's why I say this is barely considered synthesis. It's so limited. But that's the cutoff. Here's your resonator, filter resonance. You get a little more character out of that at least. Cut the resonance up, which is typical. Delay, you're hearing the delay, so no delay. You get just the resonance all down. Envelope amount, I'm finding like very little character change with this knob, but it's there. So decay, hit the button and you hear your decay. The envelope amount is adding subtle changes, but So I mean, you synthesis wise, you don't get a lot to play with, and you only have 2 waveforms on top of that. This is the I gotta learn these names, man. I apologize, y'all. This is not professional, but you know how I am. So if you're new, yeah, this is me. I'm not the greatest at synthesis. However, I love having fun with it. To all the new, let me stop. 6 minutes. Let me stop right here. To all the new subscribers, thank you for subscribing. To everybody that is a believer, that is a subscriber, and you're thinking to yourself, because I know I had some people kind of like, y'all ain't feeling this videos. Now, when I started this whole thing out, it was about the 3rd time I heard, yo, if you get better audio, man, it's gonna make your channel just, go through the roof. You gotta just get better audio. We need better audio. So in an effort to give you guys better audio, because in hindsight, when I thought about it, I'm like, yeah, not only is it needed, but I think it would give a more accurate description of sonics. If I'm trying to display sonics, now if I'm just cracking jokes and having fun, then I can just do it straight from the cell phone. But if I really want to crack open this can of sonics and really, enlighten someone who is interested in knowing whatever this does, then better audio is inevitable. So in a search to get better audio, ultimately the applications I'm using to edit the videos on is affecting the actual video. So now I'm producing square boxes and it's not filling the whole screen up. And so I get it. You guys got cell phones, you got tablets. I don't think it is as bad as when I was recording in portrait mode and it gave you that big black box. I don't think it's as bad as that, but clearly people want to see a full screen. And I get it. I get it. I'm not gonna fight you on it. I get it. If I have a screen, 50-inch screen, and I'm watching it on, and I'm only seeing 20 inches out of 50, I'll probably be a little like, come on, man. And so I consider it one of them. How did Marlo say it? One of them good problems. That's a good problem to have. You complaining about why it could be better. Look, I hear you loud and clear. All I ask is that you be patient, continue to believe in me, and just know that it's only going to get better. It's only going to get better. So just weather the storm with me, please. If I happen to lose some people simply because of this, then I get it. I understand, and hopefully I'll gain you back in the future. So it's not that I'm like trying to force a certain product on you, if you will, or say, F y'all, I'm gonna do what I want to do. That really ain't the case, because I really do want to put out the best possible product that I can while keeping it John G on JohnG TV. Laughter and humor and all that kind of stuff. But so to everybody out there, please just have patience with me. Know that I'm only going to get better at this. But to the new person who this is your first time, I don't care if it's today or if it's 3 years from now, why it's taking you so long to discover this channel, I do not know. But it is that time that I must say, this is not for your cell phones. This is not for your laptops or your tablets. You're going to have to put your headphones on, your hi-fi deck. Because this here is like that. And again, today we have Akai Professionals, the Timbre Wolf. The Timbre Wolf, it shouldn't be getting a whole lot of praise. To be honest with you, it shouldn't. But with that being said, I have not seen much hate. I just really ain't seen much on it. And I kind of feel like people just kind of, I kind of feel like when Akai did this, they put themselves out there to be thrown eggs at and tomatoes. And people, they threw tomatoes at the Rhythm Wolf. They destroyed that thing. But the Timbre Wolf, I haven't really seen much beef about. After getting it, to be honest with you, had I known exactly what I was buying, I probably wouldn't buy it. This and the Mini Brute are two synths that, and also the Roland VT3. Those three things, if I were to say somebody's got to go, they're on the chopping blocks. But I'm at the point now in my profession of having gear, I'm not even trying to, once I get it, I got it. So that is what it is. However, I'm going to tell you what sold me, or what I saw as being the reason why I wanted it, and it was the voice. It has 4 voices that are 4 outs. So just like Arturia, with the outs, man, it's all about the outs. It doesn't have audio in, unfortunately, but it has outs. Audio in and outs to all of you manufacturers. Don't underestimate those two things, along with MIDI and USB. USB over audio. I'm gonna just harp on that one day, because hopefully y'all will just get it and start making groove boxes that are audio interfaces. I mean, what are we? Come on, man. It's 2017. If you make a groove box, put a effing audio card in it so I can just put the USB and just drop my tracks in. It could be considered a plug-in or whatever, but I feel like somebody on the production side of these companies they're really, either they are not musicians themselves, or maybe they're a type of musicians that don't consider certain things needed. I don't know. But the audio card, again, 2017, I mean, come on, man. If Roland can put an audio card in the VT3 and make it an audio interface, anything with USB should just be audio interface, man. I shouldn't have to... A mixer should almost be coming obsolete. Mixers should fade. I ain't gonna say obsolete, because they're always gonna be a purpose for them, but they should definitely fade, because if everything was USB, and then the next technology would be having some kind of software interface that has USB mixer. I don't know how I got here and what this has anything to do with the Timbre Wolf. I'm sorry, Akai. People, you click here to maybe hear this, and I don't know how. You know how it's JohnG TV. I go off on tangents sometimes, but I think it's relevant to everything. It's always relevant, One voice. So again, the synthesis is not the same, and they're all the same. So there's nothing else I can show you. That's it. Everything I just showed you, you just get 4 of those. So now functionality wise, because you have 4, you can do some detuning. The next thing I want to talk about, though, sonically, that's it. What you just heard is what you get. You also have the howl. So let's cut the howl down. So definitely, for me, I got to have the howl up. Unless I was trying to make something real soft, then I would cut it, because it makes it real quiet. So the howl just kind of gives it that beat. Hey, it is what it is, It's almost like when you go out and you spend money. Remember back in the day, you go out and buy a CD, and you had to tell yourself that it was good, when really you spent maybe $20 on it. Remember them days? Oh, you spent $20 on a CD and only 2-3 songs was good. But you had to tell yourself, oh, this dope. Anybody ask you, hey, how's that new it's like that. It's like that. No, it ain't. It's got 2 tracks on it, but you gotta convince yourself, because the reality is too hurting. The fact that you just spent $20 for 2 songs? Oh man. I can't even tell you how many times I've been let down by buying CDs and get home and then having to virtually convince myself. But the reality is, even trying to convince myself, it ain't gonna last. This is what it is. again, Akai, I'm not going to rag on you, but rather I'm going to say, hey, y'all took a swing at something innovative, and I like the thought. I like the idea. I just wish that maybe you guys try again, or maybe someone that does synthesis better, Arturia, Chord, you guys come along and just say, oh, they put it in a drum style box? Okay, let's, all right. And this is nothing new for Korg. Now that I think about it, Korg has the Electribes, which is a synthesizer in a groove box style. So, but I just like the way, I guess Akai gave it the exact footprint of their drum boxes and gave us a synthesizer. Just the synthesis just isn't that much. With that being said, each note has its own sequence, so you can have the 4 running, you know, to make a pattern or whatever. And just like anything else, you can step, or you can record it in live, or you can put in your steps. And like I said, I mean, but the real fun that you're gonna have with this, in my opinion, I don't think it's really with the sequencer. It's really with playing. If you are a keyboardist, I think you're gonna like this. Which brings me to the keys. I'm about to make a bold statement here, because this is a big instrument, limited in use and functionality. But when I tell you these are the best keys, I mean the best keys on a small keyboard, hands down, that I have played with. Now, I haven't played with all of them, but definitely better than all the Novations. Both the mini Nova keys is, ooh, them is terrible, like little chiclets. But them, the Supernova, I haven't touched, I don't recall Roland's SH1, even though that's a bigger keyboard. Better than Arturia's, better than Korg. Look, these are just by far the best keys. They feel like they're full-size keys. So it's like they're the full keys that you would get, I guess, on a full-size piano or whatever. But I'm not even a keyboardist. Again, I'm preface that I'm not a keyboardist. But these keys feel good. Like they spent their money right here. So I don't know. I think anybody that loves to play keys, you would love to play this. So if you do have it, this I would think this would be a great controller for your other gear, because it has MIDI in, out, and through. It also has gate trigger, so you could trigger your drums with this as well. And the 4 separate outs is where and why I felt like I kept it and didn't want to consider, sending it back or selling it. Is because those outs allows me to just open up a whole nother can of worms. So this is the reason why I kept it in the arsenal. Outside of that, though, sonically, you have mono, poly, and unison mode. Mono just plays whatever note you have selected, whichever voice you have selected. Poly plays so poly plays 2 voices. You pick whatever 2 you want. Don't quote me on that. I may be misquoting that. Unison is all of them at once. That much I do know. Poly looks like it's playing 2 notes, but it's actually modulating which two are coming through. Like right now it's 1 and 4. Right now it's just 1. Right now it's 1 and 2. Right now it's 1 and 3. So I don't know if the poly mode just cycles through like that every time. Just like it does. It goes from voice 1 is always on maybe. And then it cycles between 1 and 2, 1, 3, 1 and 4. So it's not a whole lot of functionality. Of course, you got your pattern modes. You can say patterns. You have sync, so you can sync it up to your other. You can sync it by basically USB. Your MIDI in and out. You have triggering in and out. So functionality-wise, it's a very shallow box. However, you, the user, have to make this thing scream and make it fit into your arsenal the way you want to. This is the Akai Professional. Man, should you go out and get it? I don't even know if it's necessarily worth second hand. I think it's one of those things where if you got it, I can maybe sell you on why you should maybe keep it or play with it a little longer. Outside of that, these are the best keys. I mean, you can't argue that. These keys are nice. Now, unless you just don't like full stiff keys or something like that, I don't know, but the keys feel premium. This box, the box itself feel premium. This wood, I like the look. I think it may be fake. I'm not certain. It feels plastic, but it looks great. I mean, looks wise, it's definitely a more appealing looking synth. These keys feel great. The sound is decent. It just no wow factor. It's nothing to really get overly excited about. I guess the most excitement that I'm going to get out of this is when I hook it up with the outs and then explore more there. So I don't want to go too much on. I think we talked about a few things in this episode, but I hope it shed some light. I hope you found it entertaining. Maybe not so much Sonic Jubilee in this one, because I can't really get excited. And that's no knock on you, Akai. Again, I commend you for trying. But if you're not going to be serious about it, it's kind of like stay in your lane, because this might be just a waste of time, really, and energy. If you're gonna do it. But this right here just, you really made things limited. Any real musician is gonna be able to make this and make you say, you did it with the Timbre Wolf? Oh, okay. Alright. So that is, that's always the X factor. And for you keyboarders, of course, there's a pitch wheel here. Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, man. This is one of my pieces of gear, though. This is the reality of it. I have it. I don't plan on getting rid of it right away. However, if there is some gear on the chopping blocks, you know the 3: Timbre Wolf, Roland VT3, Truria Mini Brew. And the Mini Brew probably would definitely last longer than the other two. As a matter of fact, I think the Timbre Wolf is first, the VT3 second, and then the Mini Brew third. The Mini Brew, at least, is a synthesizer that has audio in. VT3's got an audio interface. What are you talking about, JohnG? This is Akai's time. I'm sorry, man. This is JohnG TV. I am JohnG. I hope your weekend was great. I hope your week is even greater. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. This is JohnG. Faith.